In our third video on this fourth petition, give us today our daily bread, we come back to this thought. The first few petitions I had mentioned in our opening video are really spiritual. Hallowed be thy name, O Lord. Help me keep your reputation intact with how I live and what I say and what I think. And your kingdom come. So your gospel reign in my heart, be there and increase. And Lord, help me to be a witness to others so that more people might have your reign in their hearts so that they would live. And finally, Lord, oppose all that would try to thwart your will, your desire. So your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Those are all spiritual. Give us today our daily bread. Let's consider that and whether or not there's some spiritual purpose behind it. You know, all three of those petitions are definitely spiritual. This fourth one, is it only material? Is it only earthly? Is it only for the things of this life? So why is it important to be spiritually minded, not earthly minded, even in this earthly request? You understand what I'm saying? So why should we still have a spiritual mindset even when we ask for daily bread? Even when we ask for daily bread. And that we're going to see it's not just a material request. This also has a spiritual intent. I'm going to read to you from Colossians 3, 1-4. Therefore, if you have been raised up with Christ, keep seeking the things above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on the things above, not on the things that are on earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our life, is revealed, then you also will be revealed with him in glory. So through and through, Colossians 3, 1-4 reminds us that we are to be spiritually minded in all that we do, in all that we think, and all that we say. And even in this petition here, give us today our daily bread, there should be a spiritual reason for why we're asking even for our daily bread. If you've had a chance to talk about it, and it was kind of an open-ended question, so I'm not sure how far you were able to further yourselves along in a conversation on why is it important to have a spiritual mindset even when we ask for daily bread. I'll give you a couple thoughts, and this really echoes the Proverbs that we had in our previous video. And it talks about the reason why we are asking only for what we need. One, if we have what we need, then we won't scheme and we won't steal and in that despise God's name. And that jeopardizes our faith whenever we would sin. And if we have more than we need, then we just have a tendency to become ungrateful. We take things for granted. We demand things more than what we need, and we demand them from God. And out of love, God's going to say no sometimes. Like, no, this is not good for you. But we'll blame him as if he doesn't love us, as if he's forgotten us. So again, the spiritual component, just asking for what we need, it teaches us to be content with God, to depend on God for our daily sustenance and just for the day. So there's a lot of spiritual blessings that come in just that petition of only asking for what we need for today. Hopefully you were encouraged by that and had some time to really reflect on your heart's desires. When it comes to the things of this life, are you truly only longing for what you need and are completely humbled and absolutely grateful that God would give you even more? Or do we have hearts that kind of demand God would give us not just what we need, but more? And are we thinking too materialistically, too earthly minded? This would be a call for us to confess that to God and to ask him to help us to be more spiritually minded. This petition, just for daily bread, gives us such an opportunity to think along these lines. We'll see you in our next video as we continue our study on this fourth petition.